I feel like comparing my own life experience with the people around me is so freeing, just because it allows me to feel like I'm not alone, and it's okay that I don't understand everything and that I'm not perfect, and all the things that we've talked about before. Because growing up, and I've always been more of a golden child or person who was always good at everything, or not everything, but mostly good at most things, and at school especially. So sometimes when it's like, with school, for example, if I'm struggling with something, I feel like it's just like so freeing realizing that I'm not the only one who's struggling. Because I feel like I talked about it a couple of days ago. I remember watching my own videos and talking and listening about how we shouldn't put each other on pedestals, and I feel like that's so true and so right. But regardless of that, what I wanted to say today is, well, I wanted to say how like I realized that math isn't as useful as we think when I think. Because I feel like math has always like stressed me out for a long time, for most of my life. And like finally, I'm just like, I realized that it's not even that important. I know, and it's not even that useful. Yeah, like maybe if you're an engineer, always engineer talk with the math. But math by itself, like if it were for me to give up absolutely everything I know, in exchange of being the best at mathematics, I would not do that. I wouldn't do that because I don't see that. And honestly, I feel like it's so refreshing to see that perspective of you as well. Because I remember, for example, my my math teacher in middle school basically said how the only thing that he knows is math, and how he can do a lot with that. I'm sorry for the noises, but I try to prevent them, or can't, and the math is not reliable, so deal with them. So there's that. But yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But I watched a video about how there are many songs about being 17, and I read a comment that said how I realized that I'm not gonna be 17 ever again. Yeah, and I'm also never gonna be again 17, nor 16 or 15, or everything else. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, there's that. So I guess we should enjoy our time. But yeah, 17 is such a middle age to be, because it's like you're not an adult, obviously you're not like you are a teenager, but it's like you're learning more to become an adult than a kid anymore. um it really shows, I think, and how how important the decisions that you make when you're 17 are. um it's funny because like it's like when I was 15, I would look forward to when I'll be 17, 18, and choosing for university and whatever else. And I don't know. Yeah, I thought about it today how like I'm not the person who I thought I was gonna be when I was 15, not even 13 or 14 or whatever else, or just who I thought I was gonna be. It's just weird in a way because like I've always planned who I wanted to become, like through my journals or whatever. But like obviously in my mind I had like another idea of the kind of person that I would be and how I would react to things, and etc. Right? And my own little judgments or whatever that I've only inherited from other people. Um, and yeah, it's actually I think I realized that it's actually better that I'm not who I thought I was gonna be, and that I'm actually better than who I thought I was gonna be, because I think my values are right, and I like the way I think, and I like the way I speak, and I like how I feel and just how I see things, you know? I like how I don't see things so black and white and so success and failure, and how I feel so calm with life finally, which is obviously something that comes with age, I suppose. But I've always been a bit more wise beyond my years ever since I was a kid. But there's that. But yeah, I guess I've landed on studying computer science, and I don't know I feel about that in a way. Like, I do enjoy it, and I think it's gonna be fun. I think maybe, hopefully. Um, but I feel like the weird thing is like, what if like computer science doesn't work out? I feel like that feels weird. I guess if computer science doesn't work out or robotics, I thought I was gonna go into psychology maybe, and if that doesn't work out, then maybe art. I don't know. But life is not about creating a 10-step goal map, or step-by-step guide to how you're gonna live life and how your life's gonna unfold. Because everyone knows that when you do that, even if you don't, like, life is just not that way. Life will always have its own course, and there's no point in planning too much ahead. Okay, it's good to plan a bit, but not too much. So there's that. I like me rambling about things. Today in English class, I asked, three things from today. One, math class. I remember watching this this Instagram reel yesterday, saying how, like, if you want something, you have to make it known. And I wanted to, like, solve an exercise on the board in math, and I didn't get to do that today, even though I wanted to. And even though I had all my exercises, I did all of them right, almost, basically. But yeah, I didn't do that, and when I was about to raise my hand again for another exercise, my teacher picked someone else, and I don't know, I guess I'm a bit disappointed on that, and yeah, there's that. Oh, and again, like, in English class, there was this quotation, to say at least, that we could comment, or agree or disagree with, how books are always going to be a big part of our lives. And I thought about it a bit, and I had my reaction of like, oh yeah, but like books are going to be like replaced by ebooks, and knowledge is always going to be a big impact on our life, but it's just going to be in another format, like the internet and whatever else. And then I thought again how books and art, how we've had this talk in French class last year, and I remember my French teacher saying in French, châtier heureux mort, which I'm sorry, I'm afraid I cannot translate it in English because I never learned the English translation for it. Yeah, so I'm sorry. But it's basically, I'm gonna roughly translate it as best as I can, like, through 3 different languages, and from French to Greek to English, so the translation might be a bit off, but basically is catching ethics, I would say, or just like basically like building yourself and your soul and like your ethics and you as a person, and how art does that, especially. And I feel like books are just as a form, they are a form of art in a way sometimes. Oh, I have no battery, but anyways, yeah. And I just said about that and how wonderful that is, and I said how, like, I like books because it's just like it can be, a book can hold the life of a human being and all of their knowledge and all of their life lessons right through the pages. And I think it's so wonderful to think about it that way, how a human being's existence and thoughts and memories are all immortalized through the pages of a book. Like all the knowledge of the world in a million books, and I think it's just so wonderful to think and see. And I feel like that's why it's really important to read books, because nothing beats learning from people who came before you, and I feel like through books is one of the best ways to truly learn that, because people will not always have time to hold you by the hand, or explain their whole life story to you in a couple of minutes or even hours or whatever. So when it comes to books, it's just a really nice way to immortalize it forever. But even with like these videos that I make, someone could argue that this is another way of capturing things and whatever else, but still not everything. When it comes to the books, I can capture everything that I want. With like, even with talking and exchanging dialogue or whatever. It's not truly like, I could miss some things I would have loved to say but never got to say. That's why I feel like books are so great. But yeah, That's my opinion that I did not share in class, but I share it with you right now because that's really how this channel started. Yeah. But yeah, lovely. Thank you. Oh, with that being said, this is a bit random, but I feel like I know that the people you surround yourself with, you start to reflect, you start to pick up on their habits and become more like them. And I feel like you shouldn't share this on the internet. But yeah, there's that, I guess. So maybe I was thinking of maybe like changing my math lessons into like a different person, whatever. But like yeah, I was talking about my friends about it. Not like the people. There's anything wrong with that, but it's just like learning better from somewhere else. I think Anyways, you know. But it's just like really fun. I think they make jokes and whatever, and feels like comfortable-ish. And there's not a lot of people in class, which makes me feel good and comfortable. I think, and also it's like where we all like have questions or whatever. So it feels like if I don't know something, the other people also don't know, so I don't feel alone. But like yeah, I think it would be better for me to switch and go to another math lesson where it is guaranteed that I'll learn better. Because like I do know other people who go and that is more helpful and better and whatever else. But that's besides the point, I suppose. I mean, all this is not that deep, I suppose, and all this things probably won't even matter next year. And it's so weird to think how next year I'm gonna be in such a different. Hopefully, I love to see a different point in my life by next year, right? Like I'll be different country. Hopefully, I'll be different home, different bed. Wow, different bed. Damn, I hit home. Like this is my room. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna say goodbye to my room. Wow. 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 Sorry. Like where did all the time go? Gosh, we were in line. You just blink and time passes by. One moment you're in elementary, the other one middle school, the other time you're a senior in high school. Which is not a big of a deal, and so we think that I am the senior this year. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's that. With that being said, I'm pretty sure my phone is about to die, but thank you for being here and listening to me. I really appreciate it. And I love talking to you. With that being said, Maria, I guess my lesson for you today would be, Maria, if you want something, you have to make it known. You have to go after it. You have to try it, whatever, like you have to speak. You have to speak up for it. You have to say, hey, I want this. Hey, can I have this? Because if you don't, then you'll never even have the chance to get it. That's a lesson. With that being said, love you lots, Maria and everyone else, and I hope I'll see you on the next one.